a small town that was known for its annual carnival. Every year, the carnival would come to town, and people from all over would flock to it to enjoy the rides, games, and food. But there was something strange about this carnival, something that people couldn't quite put their finger on. The carnival was run by a mysterious man named Mr. Dark, who always wore a top hat and a long black coat. He was never seen without a smile on his face, and he always seemed to be watching everyone with his piercing green eyes. Despite the unease that Mr. Dark and his carnival brought to the town, people continued to attend every year. It wasn't until one summer that things started to take a dark turn. A group of teenagers had snuck into the carnival after hours, hoping to ride the rides and have some fun without any adults around. As they made their way through the empty carnival, they noticed that some of the attractions seemed to be different than they remembered. The funhouse, which had always been a bit creepy, was now downright terrifying. The mirrors inside distorted their reflections in ways that made them look grotesque and twisted. The walls seemed to shift and move, trapping them in a never-ending maze. As they stumbled through the funhouse, the teenagers realized that they weren't alone. They could hear footsteps behind them, but every time they turned around, no one was there. Suddenly, the ground beneath them opened up, and they fell into a dark, twisting tunnel. They could hear Mr. Dark's voice echoing through the tunnel, taunting them and laughing at their fear. When they finally emerged from the tunnel, they found themselves in a room filled with cages. Inside the cages were people, men, women, and children, all trapped like animals. Mr. Dark appeared in front of them, his green eyes glowing in the darkness. He told them that they were now part of his carnival and that they would never leave. The teenagers tried to fight back, but Mr. Dark was too powerful. He had an army of carnival workers at his disposal, and they seemed to appear out of nowhere, grabbing the teenagers and dragging them away. Days turned into weeks, and the teenagers were forced to perform in the carnival's shows. They were made to do acrobatics, walk tightropes, and even fight against each other in gladiator-style battles. But the most disturbing show of all was the freak show. Mr. Dark had captured people with strange deformities and mutations, and he displayed them to the carnival goers like they were sideshow attractions. One of the teenagers, a girl named Lily, had befriended a boy who was part of the freak show. His name was Ethan, and he had a condition that caused him to grow extra limbs. Lily and Ethan began to hatch a plan to escape the carnival. They knew it would be risky, but they had to try. One night, as they were performing in the freak show, Lily and Ethan made their move. They broke free from their chains and ran towards the exit, with Mr. Dark and his workers hot on their heels. As they ran through the carnival, Lily and Ethan were suddenly surrounded by a group of other freaks. They were people who had been captured by Mr. Dark and forced to perform in the carnival just like them. Together, they fought against Mr. Dark and his workers, using their unique abilities to overpower them. They managed to escape the carnival and run out into the night, free at last. But the horrors of the dark carnival would never truly leave them. The memories of what they had endured would haunt them for the rest of their lives.